Hi, welcome to Tiny Teacup Reads. Thank you for being here. Today I have an unplanned video. Now usually I definitely take notes on the video that I want to make and exactly what I want to bring up and say and the books I'm going to talk about. But this time I don't have any of that, so if it's a little chaotic, please just bear with me. I'm trying something new. But today I wanted to take you through my TBR, all of the books that I own but have not read yet, and tell you a bit about them and maybe also tell you why I haven't read them yet. So I'm going to go through these books in absolutely no particular order, just the way that I'm picking them up. So to start off, I have The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. So this is a high fantasy, and that is the reason that I haven't read it yet. Now I do say that I love fantasy and high fantasy especially, like Lord of the Rings is one of my all-time favorites. But the issue with those is they're hard to get into. I got 60 pages through this, but it just tossed so many concepts and unknown words and different things at me all at once that it was very overwhelming, and I put it down. And this whole thing is pretty thick. It is 600, 700 pages long. So I definitely do still intend to read this. I hear it's really, really good. It's just kind of overwhelming. Next up, I have I Am the Messenger by Marcus Cusack. This is apparently about a young cab driver who accidentally stops a bank robbery and then gets involved with this whole thing. The reason I have not read this yet is because I absolutely love the author's other book, The Book Thief. So every time I go to pick this one up, it just reminds me that The Book Thief exists and that it is so good. And I end up just putting this one down and picking this one up instead and rereading it again. So that's why I haven't read I Am the Messenger yet. Then I have The Lucky Ones by Nicholas Sparks. I got this one from one of those free libraries in my area. It's in an old converted phone booth, which is so cute. I think I've only read one Nicholas Sparks book. I think it was A Walk to Remember. This one is about a soldier who returns from Iraq and tries to restart his life in America. And my issue with that is that Americans are kind of obsessed with the military, and I'm worried it's gonna be just 300 pages of the author praising the military and veterans, and I don't know if I want to read that. So I'm gonna give this one a try, but we'll see. Then I have Dragonfly in Amber by Diana Gabaldon. This is the second book in the Outlander series, and I did really enjoy Outlander. I thought that one was really good. It's just been years since I've read it, so I think before I start the sequel I would have to reread the first one, which is also thick. These are almost 1,000 pages long, so it's a big commitment to read a whole 1,000-page book just to read another 1,000-page book. So it's staying in my library, but it might be a while before I get to this one. But that was all my physical books. I'm usually very good about reading my physical books. Something about just holding it in your hand and physically spending money on it makes me realize it's a real thing that I spent real money on, and I should probably read it. But Kindle is a different matter. So first up on my list of books that I have yet to read on Kindle is Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. And the reason I haven't read this one yet is because it is massive. Goodreads tells me it is almost 1,500 pages long. And that is just a commitment I don't know if I will ever be ready to get to. The problem with books like that is you get halfway through and it has been so long since the beginning that you've completely forgotten what happened. And I'm worried that's what's going to happen when I read this one. A book that I did start and got about a third of the way in is The Book of Doors by Gareth Brown. This is a book that had such an interesting concept, which is why I got it. A woman is given a book that has magical powers. It basically gives you the ability to teleport. So as long as you're holding on to this book and you open a door, you can enter any other part of the world, which I thought sounded so interesting. I just, for the life of me, could not get into it, and I just don't care about the characters. So like I said, I got about a third of the way in before I put it down. I don't know if this is going to be a hard DNF. I might pick it up again at some point, but honestly, I just don't know. Then I have A Pirate's Life for Tea by Rebecca Thorne. The issue with this one is that it is a sequel, which I didn't know when I got it, and that's on me. I just thought that this is a cozy, sapphic pirate world, and clicked purchase instantly before looking any more into it, and I don't like reading series out of order, so I'm gonna have to get the first one first and read that before I get to this one. Then a book that I'm halfway through is Stone Blind by Natalie Hines. This is a Medusa retelling, which is really interesting, and I have read one other book by this author called 1,000 Ships, which is like a retelling on the fall of Troy, which I really enjoyed. The reason I haven't finished this one is because I accidentally purchased it in German instead of in English, and yeah, I do speak and read German, but I do prefer to read books in the original language. I think a lot gets lost in translation and it just flows more smoothly in its original language. So while I am enjoying this, I did put it down to take a break from it and then just kind of forgot it existed. But I will finish it. Maybe I'll actually just go buy the English version and finish it in that. Lastly, I have She Who Became the Sun by Shelley Parker Jan. This is another book where I'm about a third of the way in, and listen, this is good. It is really, really good, but it is dense. It is set in China in the 14th century when China is being occupied by the Mongols, and it focuses on a young girl who, after being orphaned, assumes the identity of her brother and becomes a monk. It is set not only in a different country but also in a different time period, so combining those two, while incredibly interesting, is also kind of a lot to adjust to. But this is one that I'm definitely going to finish. It's just taking me a while to get there. So that's most of the books on my TBR. I do have more on my Kindle, but those are books that I've talked about in like book hauls, and I didn't want to go through them all over again. So I just wanted to introduce you to the books that I haven't spoken about yet. But what does your TBR look like? Do you have a whole bunch of unread books that are just waiting for you to get to? Let me know in the comments because I would love to know. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope that I will see you in the next video. Bye!